Loxley!
I love stealth games. Well, maybe that's a bit misleading. I don't love stealth games universally, I love the idea of stealth games. When they go right, they make me feel so powerful, so smart and elegant. When they go wrong, they turn me into an adrenaline-ruined mess. I love the idea of playing stealth games, but basically whenever I try, I find I don't really have the guts to get properly stuck in. Now, Volume is my kind of stealth game. I think it's provoking enough to satisfy hardcore stealth fans, especially with the depth of the level creator, but it's also forgiving enough for idiots like me who aren't very good. I also love the music that plays when you get detected, so sometimes I'll deliberately get seen and then run around for a while because I like the tune. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I like Volume a lot. The premise of Rob's adventures in the game is also a really nice touch, adding an element of heroism to proceedings without being too heavy-handed. For a retelling of a story everyone in the UK probably knows by heart, it's really empowering, and it's told out through some well-balanced dialogue and good voice acting.
You simulate weapons.
Well, there wouldn't be much of a military training simulator if I didn't, Rob.
But for all of the story's charms, it's not actually the main reason I find Volume so charming. My favourite bits are actually the little asides you find in the tutorial boxes dotted around the world. Now, canonically, these have been written by Alan, the AI companion given voice by Danny Wallace. They flesh out his character, sure, but in these bits I feel like I'm hearing from the designer of Volume itself, not just the designer of the level you're undertaking as part of the game's wider story. Now, when I say designer, I guess logically that would mean I'm referring to Mike Bithell, but then it's also a stylised or idealised version of Mike Bithell, not the man himself. These text boxes were clearly crafted, they were thought about and rewritten and tweaked. They're a deliberate part of the world building, not just off-the-cuff design notes. Nonetheless, there's still this honesty to them that I find really endearing. I feel like I'm getting a peek behind the curtain at the same time I'm getting drawn further into the game itself. Take the bugle for instance, it's a really useful stealth tool and it's very satisfying to use, and there's this one bit where the game reminds you can trigger it in mid-air if you like, rather than waiting for the projectile to reach the end of its path and go toot. And look at it, that's just a lovely little message really, isn't it? It's so charming and also helpful in the way it guides you, but most importantly it reminds you you're meant to be having fun, even if Loxley's ultimate goal is of grave importance. Above all else, it says, you're meant to be enjoying yourself, and the game really wants you to. I know it's a silly detail, but these text boxes really resonate with me, and I think they illustrate something Dan Whitehead said in his review for Eurogamer quite well. That Volume is consistently and absolutely about design first. It's very unapologetically a game, allowing the story to support the stealth experience but never obscure it. There's a tremendous purity to Volume, as evidenced by the clear-cut design and the way the gameplay rewards fluidity of movement. I think making sure these little dialogue boxes keep the player focused on their own experience when they could have just so easily been a 3-word button prompt, that's one of the smartest decisions Mike Bithell made in designing Volume. And I bet he leaves lovely post-it notes. Hello, this is Johnny from Eurogamer here with a really quick spoiler-free look at The Witcher 3 NG+. So I've got it all set up now and I've installed my Witcher 3 theme, especially for the occasion, which is just horrible.